Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds.
Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous two-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
ABC Wednesdays. Tim Allen and Kat Dennings star in the new family comedy Shifting Gears.
Dad, I'm broke and I need a place to stay until I figure out what the rest of my life looks like.
So, a couple of days.
When his daughter moves back in.
The last time you walked out that door, you looked back at me and gave me a double bird.
I was 18. The double bird was how I ended all our conversations.
The wheels come off.
Can we try to talk to each other like rational adults?
Have you watched the news lately? That's not a thing anymore.
New Wednesdays, 8, 7 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
It fooled me, we can't get fooled again.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you, sir?
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
If you don't like what we tell you to believe in, we'll kill you.
All right, kids. Listen. Don't listen to this podcast.
Don't listen to this.
If you're not of age.
What's of age?
18.
So 16?
18. We're a bunch of dudes, and we're going to say some really bad words.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Conspiracy Podcast.
What up,
What's
everybody?
poppin'?
I'm Eric.
This is Jorge.
This is Shizzo.
We're going to do part 2 of Malaysia MH370.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we always say, if you have not listened to part 1, go back, listen to part 1, because, you know, we're going to just kind of kick things off.
Yeah, we're going to go
right
straight
away.
into the theories.
Yeah, that's right.
So you need to know what's happening at
That's right.
the beginning of this.
So if you didn't, I mean, just as a small recap, we have this flight that took off, disappeared, 227 passengers on this plane, and you know, it's been a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah, I mean, another way to put it.
Yeah,
we left off that it basically, yeah, like you said, disappeared. Like they just couldn't. They did find some
Fragments.
Some of the
fragments. Yeah, some debris. There you go.
Yeah,
but that's all we know so
But
far.
we don't know where it crashed. We don't know why it crashed. We don't know fucking.
but what we do know, I mean, now let's just take this from a data point, like of radar and or satellite.
Okay.
What we do know is that they were on their route, and they took a turn.
Yes.
When they took the turn out of airspace, into Vietnamese airspace, they took the turn, and then they turned off everything manually.
Yes.
Somebody did.
Somebody turned it off.
Yeah, that's right. And then later on, 8 hours later, there was a final ping in the Inmarsat satellite data that showed that it was still, quote unquote, I mean, alive, essentially.
Yeah, like
it was still there.
active. Yeah.
active.
Yeah.
There you go.
It was still active. So, and then it disappeared. So here we are, and we have a lot of theories to go over on perhaps what happened.
Seriously.
Now, we don't normally do this, but what do you think ahead of time? Before we go into the theories.
So far, I mean, I would love to hear these theories, but so far, you know, it possibility of one of these countries shot it down because it wasn't responding. Maybe they thought it was a threat.
Okay.
They maybe somehow covered it up.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but like that's how it ended up getting lost.
Okay.
Yeah. And then in this case, the last country that could possibly have done that is Thailand.
That's right.
You know, I'm going to take a weird take. because it just came to me because I was going through like my conspiracy mind. What if there was an actual error that was happening?
Error.
An error.
E-R-R-O-R.
An error.
Yeah.
And based on like some of these things, this trajectory, this like kind of almost like a little turn, maybe they were trying to come back, and maybe Malaysia Airlines did a little snafu and was like, oh no, here, go here, we can redirect you. Oh, we don't want, and like they're like, if it just goes down, we can claim it as some sort of mystery. It's not going to come back on us. They were hemorrhaging money. They clearly probably didn't have great upkeep on their planes. And I think maybe this is a way for them to get out of a potentially supremely damning incident of, oh, we didn't do proper maintenance on a plane. It had a malfunction.
Yeah.
And now it's on us. So maybe they tried to.
So it's a cover up of
malfeasance.
Yes. And like super ridiculous lack of whatever.
I mean, if you think of like also the reason I say that too is just some of the timelines as well is like, okay, they didn't like mobilize any sort of response until 8 hours afterwards.
I know.
You lost contact 2 hours into the fucking flight.
I know.
Yeah, but keep in mind they went into another airspace.
So
they were supposed to lose contact.
No, they weren't supposed to.
Right?
They handed off.
It was a handoff. It's a handoff of like the radar responsibility. It doesn't mean you lose like comms.
But it's kind of like if you and I, let's say you and I were flying to Quebec or Montreal,
Quebec.
Yeah, and so we're flying over. We're from U.S. flying into Canadian airspace.
You mean the 51st state?
I mean the 52nd, Jorge.
But that's how it would be. We would hand it off to Canadian airspace.
Right.
So you're saying the U.S. then fucked around with it because they were going into Canadian airspace.
That's what Sean's saying.
No, I'm saying like that there was probably something wrong with the plane.
Oh,
and they realized there was something wrong with the plane.
Okay, I see.
And then they're like, "Oh shit! How do we mitigate the situation? We can't take any other hits. We lost almost $1 billion last year.
Correct.
We're in the tank. Maybe we just like send them off over here, and then they can crash. And we're like, oh no, what happened? Insurance claim on the plane. I don't know. I'm just thinking like." Maybe the Milanese people.
Because the plane relies on the tower giving them the coordinates on where to go.
Well,
to,
they could be like, okay, redirect or redivert, and then I don't know. Yeah. It's a completely wild.
We're just throwing out shit. Okay, so let's go over some of the theories. So one of the biggest one is called the hypoxia event theory.
Isn't hypoxia when you don't have enough oxygen?
That's right. So hypoxia. It's where everyone on board, including the pilots, lose consciousness due to a lack of oxygen. So the scenario explains that the plane's deviation from the planned route and its eventual crash. Basically, if there's no oxygen in there, then everybody's just out.
Don't they have masks for that?
Yes. Now, that's a great question. Mask. Now, most people don't know this, but those masks that drop down from your planes, they last about 10 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
so maybe they started making the turn, like, turn around, fucking go back home.
So here's the point of the map when they drop, is that let's say you're at 35,000 feet or 40,000 feet, and it's a sudden drop.
Oh, the pressure change.
And you need oxygen, and you're either going to, this sounds horrible, but you're either going to die or you're going to have 10 minutes of oxygen and it's going to level out.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah. So
and
those
now I don't want to fly.
Mm-hmm.
So those masks that come down, it's only about 10 minutes.
Driving to Quebec.
Yeah, we're driving, Eric.
So the hypoxia theory, hypoxia occurs when there's insufficient oxygen in the body to maintain a normal function. In aviation, hypoxia can be caused by a rapid or gradual loss of cabin pressure. And at high altitudes where the air is thin, this can happen quickly and with extreme consequences. But the masks are there to solve hypoxia.
Yeah, so for them to like level out the pressure.
Yeah.
But this would mean that the pilot lost control of the plane, and then it starts to drop very drastically, right? Which is not very plausible with a very veteran.
Now, let me tell you something.
Okay.
And this is the crazy part. Pilots' masks that drop are usually 3 to 4 times longer than the passenger's oxygen.
Interesting. I mean, you would make
tracking.
I would want the guy like I would want the guy like who's like piloting a plane to like stay conscious longer than me.
Have more.
Yeah.
But in theory, if you were to be suicidal or if you were to be
you just like
terroristic,
dip it
or whatever. It's a new word, terroristic.
Yeah,
terroristic.
I like
Terroristic.
Yeah, of like-minded terrorism.
Yeah. We got it.
Yeah, understood on the word.
If your mask as a pilot was 4 times longer than the passengers,
you let it ride until they all like pass out, and then you're in control.
That's right.
And then you crash.
Just shit the plane down.
You're suicidal.
Okay.
I mean, okay. Okay.
You like this? You like this suicide theory?
No, I mean.
You're leaning towar's that.
Yeah, Eric's definitely dialed in on this one. He's waiting for full consent.
I'm like, are you guys going to talk about this? Okay, so
it's possible.
Here are some of the things that like back it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The plane's transponders and communication systems were deliberately turned off, or they failed. We don't know.
I mean, both possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
A hypoxia event could explain the lack of further communication, as the crew might have been incapacitated.
Oh, okay.
Before they could issue a distress call.
For 40 minutes? I don't know about that.
In a hypoxia scenario, it's possible that the autopilot remained engaged after everybody lost consciousness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's still flying. It's still like
the plane would have continued flying on a preset course,
but they changed course though,
or adjusted course.
Oh, maybe he like adjusted the. Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's like, oh, where's the closest airport? Thailand. Like,
okay, like. Yeah.
So this is the theory of the ghost flight. Now, this is fucking horrible. Okay, this is a horrible theory, and I'll tell you why. Just imagine that hypoxia kicked in. And let's just say there was a preset course down to the Indian Ocean.
Okay.
And everybody was unconscious. That means for multiple hours, there was a death plane. This is what blows my mind, is that even if the pilot was alive or conscious, everybody else is dead. That means you're flying a plane of...
This episode is brought to you by Amazon. Sometimes the most painful part of getting sick is the getting better part. Waiting on hold for an appointment, sitting in crowded waiting rooms, standing in line at the pharmacy, that's painful. Amazon One Medical and Amazon Pharmacy remove those painful parts of getting better with things like 24/7 virtual visits and prescriptions delivered to your door. Thanks to Amazon Pharmacy and Amazon One Medical, healthcare just got less painful.
Death.
Oh my god.
For multiple hours.
Plane.
That's
the
word.
There's no emergency.
If this is what happened, though,
I know. There's no alerts. There's no like emergency. Oh my God! Mayday! 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 There's nothing.
There's no comms. There's no nothing.
Which I don't know. I can't subscribe to that because the pilots do have a lot more oxygen than the passengers, so they would have gotten something out.
No, but
for sure.
But this theory is that this guy was doing it on purpose.
I know, but there's two pilots. But there's two.
Maybe there's
two pilots.
There's two. But
maybe one of them was asleep. So this is what I was gonna say. Like this might be the best.
Oh, Jakar
case
took a little nap. He's like,
out of everything, out of all the tragedy.
Hey, go get me like a little chicken sandy.
And he like locks the door. Locks the door on him. He's fucked.
That's true.
Good point.
That's true.
Then they can't.
Game over.
Yeah, all they have is like the little phone,
and he's back with the other passengers unconscious.
But I was gonna say, if out of all the tragedy, this might be the best case scenario, because remember the time that this took place, a lot of people might have been asleep already. And you just kind of you just
the flight took off at fucking 12:24 a.m.
Yeah,
this is a sleep hour.
Yeah. So
and then
they just died in their sleep.
And if you lose cabin pressure then and you're passed out, you just go straight into you just go straight into unconsciousness.
Yeah. So the plane's sharp turn back across the Malaysian peninsula and into the southern Indian Ocean suggests that it was a manual turn. You know what I mean? Like the
pilot made the turn.
The manual.
So then there goes the idea of the autopilot that we were talking about.
Correct. Unless it was turned and then autopilot.
Oh, true.
Oh, okay. They turned it, put it back on the auto.
So they realized something was wrong. Something's going on. Let's turn around. Let's go to Thailand, which is the closest airport. But then some shit went down.
So in 2005, there was a flight 522 Helios Airways. It's a very small airline.
Yeah.
And it was used as an example to compare. And it was an an event of hypoxia. And in that case, there was a major cabin depressurization and it incapacitated the cabin and the crew. And what happened is they all went unconscious and then the plane flew until it ran out of gas.
Wow.
Damn, dude.
That
sounds very, very similar.
That sounds like a fucking death plane.
Yeah,
that's the worst.
Right?
The grave plane.
Like everybody's just unconscious and then they fly until the
gas runs out and then you just crash.
Oh, and then it just crashes.
Oh,
but
God,
but
that's
then
the worst.
Fucking nightmare. Jesus Christ.
But then that also doesn't make because they were saying, maybe that was a speculation that the plane vaporized.
Yeah.
Because you would think if in that scenario,
I know
it would just kind of eventually just kind of glide down
into it. Yeah. But you're still gonna. When you run out of gas and then.
But then that also wouldn't explain why would the black box transponder not work then if it wasn't
that vaporize?
If it wasn't just like a.
Well, actually, it might have been like a nosedive because you're just up there, 30,000 feet in the air, whatever it is,
run out of gas,
and then you finally run out. Yeah,
okay, good
and
point.
Then you
nosedive. Yeah, good point. Good point.
So
part of aeronautical engineering.
Part of the contrary facts about this theory is that why did they turn? And if they were
the turn doesn't make sense. If
hypoxia was a thing, how could they have turned?
Well, also if hypoxia really was a thing, why wouldn't homie be like, yo, or if we have fucking no air, something's happening.
Yeah. And it's pretty well known, or at least officially, somebody manually turned off
the
everything. All the things. All the systems, the communication systems, everything.
Well, technically, could they have turned off? I wonder if they have the ability to turn off the oxygen system too.
You got to be able to manually turn off.
You have to be able to manually do everything. Yeah.
Everything, right? But in everything that they found, there's no physical evidence.
Well, because there's no physical evidence of the plane.
I know.
All they have is the flapper, the flap-on thing that you were talking about, and then a couple little.
I know.
Pieces.
So the next theory, and it may relate to. So the reason why I brought up that first one is because it may relate to all the other theories that we're going to talk about, right? Because it could have been part of that. So, and the first one is the pilot suicide.
Yeah, your favorite.
Erickson number one.
So Captain Zaharie. They found his simulation. He had control of everything. He had the ability to lock the door even on his co-pilot if he wanted to. Be like, hey, give me a little cappuccino.
Yeah, a little sandy.
Bring me a little BLT. Yeah, bring it back.
And he's like, well, why don't we have one of the stewardess do that? He's like, go bring me a sandwich.
In addition, he's the one who, he says goodnight. Mm.
Or what if one of them? What if
he was the one?
Yeah. So it makes that's the.
I thought the co-pilot said the goodnight.
Yeah, I thought so.
The co-pilot said goodnight for sure.
Yeah,
you 100%. You said
I'm pretty.
No, you 100%. Yeah, you 100% said
99.
I'm a hundo. That's 199%.
I'm never 100.
We're gonna have to double check on that.
This is a conspiracy podcast. Okay, we're never 100.
Question everything,
even ourselves.
Even ourselves.
We don't know what we're talking about.
Well, okay, so
What if he just like took a bathroom break though? He could have easily like, oh, I gotta pee.
True.
Like fucking lock.
But it's the cleanest explanation.
It is very clean,
isn't it?
Yeah,
it's pretty clean.
The pilot did it.
Yeah, it's because it's very cut and dry. There's no like if, ands, or buts.
He went and he's like, oh, when we go into new airspace, it's going to be confusing.
It is also
I'm going to make
like
a turn.
It also
I'm going to go. I'm going to kill everybody.
You know,
it's like if you wanted to do that, that would be the time.
You
Yeah,
have to think the pilot had to be involved because the system got shut off as soon as they went into new airspace.
Right.
Yeah.
So the pilot, like one of the pilots, has to be in on it in some capacity.
That's right.
Okay.
Because the odds of it shutting off like on a malfunction as soon as they go to new airspace is almost like zero.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, it was the rookie though.
100% the rookie.
Really?
100% the rookie.
The rookie was the one.
Why would you even buy?
It's the day of his certification. He's worked his whole life for this.
Maybe that was the whole point. His whole life was for this.
I don't buy that one.
Yeah, it's like one of those like one of those
Why?
people that work in corporate and they're like they get tired of this shit.
What's the motive for the fucking professional
That's
guy?
right.
I don't.
His
there's no
entire
motive.
life was
There's
been
no
this.
motive.
There is.
Yeah, there's no motive.
Yeah.
So I hate both of them.
I
know.
It was the stewardess. She was pissed.
Okay. All right. Because I hate both of those theories.
All
So
right.
it's perfect. Mechanical failure.
I mean, that's totally
Yeah.
plausible for sure.
Okay.
Fire breaks out.
I guess that would maybe explain why, like, you would make the turn.
And you're like, just chaos.
Yeah, because everything's like you're like,
And it was just-
fucking
Coincidence that it happened when they went into the new airspace.
coincidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but then what? The comms go down too. Everything goes down all at once.
Maybe
so
like
manual.
maybe like
And
spilled
also-
coffee.
and also
what
by
if you
the-
like literally
And
spilled his
also-
coffee on the controls?
I know.
Shit.
So even let's say that there's a fire and it starts burning down all your comms and your radar and what like whatever,
fucking-
right? All that shit.
All the things.
But when they made that turn when they were tracked in the radar, you're talking about hours.
yeah.
It's
So-
5 or 6 hours. That's a long time.
That's
to
a
do
long
anything.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it either.
And also,
I don't like it
they were
either.
tracked on the radar, like right, south of Thailand. And if there was an emergency like that, and you're not suicidal,
You would just go into Thailand.
Yes,
Just
you would go. You would
straight
go
into
try to land
Thailand.
you would try to
Absolutely.
land the plane inland.
100%. You don't
Not
even
stay
you
over
know-
a
water.
place called Bangkok.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of it. But fucking land that shit immediately.
I know, and you wouldn't care about like the
Emergency
military.
landing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
emergency landing. Like,
Okay. I don't like it.
No.
I don't like
no, mechanical that ruled out.
Yeah.
cyber hijacking.
Interesting.
Some experts theorize that MH370 fell victim to cyber hijacking, wherein remote hijackers seized control of the systems. And this theory, while plausible, there's no evidence.
Well, it's also like you would think that someone would try to take credit for it if they were going to do that.
Correct. Now we've
Good
gone
point.
over many episodes where, do you remember the Vegas shooting?
Yeah.
The Hamas.
Oh my God, they were like,
we did it.
We got
And
it.
meanwhile, it was not.
No, the guy clearly was not like
Which
interested.
does lend us to our 9/11 episodes.
Oh my
True.
God,
People
yes.
taking credit, even
Yes.
Osama taking credit, even though maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't Osama.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
Once we're rich and famous.
I know, right? We're uncancelable.
So, anyways, cyber attacks. I don't know.
I don't love that theory because no matter how good you are of a hacker, you're going to leave some sort of trace. Somebody else is going to be able to
Even a
figure that
digital
out.
trace, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like some sort of trace where like digitally some forensic fucking expert, fucking teenager, fucking hacker is going to be able to figure it out
No,
and,
you're right.
and backtrack and yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no evidence of that.
Yeah.
And also, by the way, that fucking scary if it can happen. Like it just makes you think like,
Yeah, that someone can just like hack into
I didn't
the
even
thing.
know that was possible, by the way.
It seems like it would be possible.
Well, I don't know. It's never happened. Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's just not possible.
Not possible, man. It's never happened before. Ever. Ever.
I mean,
ever.
granted, there
At
is
least if it was like once.
The drone situation.
that has nothing to do with cyber
What
attacks.
drones?
What the fuck
The
does that
New
have to do with
Jersey
anything?
drones? The New Jersey drone?
Whoa. Slow your rolls.
You're like, what do you said something
What do you mean?
sequitur?
It's an electronic. It's controlling machines over.
So are you saying that those drones were?
I'm just saying
US,
the capability.
Those were American drones hijacked?
No. I'm just saying the capability is there.
But what I'm saying is it's never happened. And then you said drones.
I'm just saying that the capability is there to do it.
The capability, drones.
Right, but I'm saying the probability is not because it's never ever happened. I'm just saying there's no precedent.
But it's also like, no.
Yes.
No.
Bitcoin's never been to 100,000 either.
Yes, it has.
Yes, it has.
Actually.
Yes, it has. And then it's been below and then back up.
I know. I'm about to sell that shit.
Oh my God, Jorge is like.
Talk about this. I don't talk about
I know.
Jorge will
we were talking about this
buy
earlier.
it again at 200.
For sure.
Classic Jorge.
For sure.
I like to buy high and sell low.
No, Jorge is he does the reverse money option. Is like buy at the peak, sell at the low.
I like to help all of the other people out. Fucking A, man.
So another theory is that a minority of people believe that the aircraft was intercepted and shot down by another nation's military.
Specifically Ukraine.
They
no?
thought
Okay.
they thought it was they perceived it as a threat. They shot it down. It was an accident.
Yeah.
No, but like, there was some
like I said at the beginning, I like that.
What is it? Shoot it.
No, because like the rules of engagement for almost every country except for probably like North Korea or some shit is like you have to.
That's a good point.
It has to be a confirmed threat.
Yeah.
And
Really?
and yes,
Yeah.
due to some shit. If let's say if like something was coming to the U.S. right,
Yeah.
and they pick it up on radar.
Over Miami.
Before it's coming like it's not even over our airspace. It's like coming into our airspace.
Like the Bermuda Triangle. Like
Yeah,
they
exactly.
haven't even reached
Before they like launch some fucking surface to air missile, they're gonna send fucking jets out there to check it out.
Which
They're gonna take,
the Thailand
a look-see loo.
which back
Do
to
you
your
remember?
point, the Thailand military didn't send
No, they
shit
didn't
up
send
there.
shit.
Do you
Which is
remember
so
the balloons?
The Chinese balloons. Oh my god.
We shot them down before we knew what was going on.
No, they didn't. They already knew it. They were up there for fucking a week before we shot them down.
through Alaska.
They were literally up there forever. People were like, "What the fuck?" And then they finally shot them down. Literally a week later. So that completely disproves your fucking point, Eric.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No, what you have to assess. Otherwise, like let's say you don't do that.
What are the rules?
And you shoot down a fucking thing. That's welcome to war.
Right.
Over like they're like, oopsies, we thought it was a threat. We just killed your fucking citizens.
What are the rules of engagement?
You have
to be engaged on.
Yeah, you have to be engaged. You have to be engaged.
But if I fly, let's say you and I get a drone, we fly it into Ireland.
If we get a drone,
Yeah.
a little DJI drone.
Yeah. And we fly it over into Ireland.
We're running out of battery. Hurry. Rip it. Come on.
No, what happens?
No, a fucking little drone. Nothing.
Why is everything drones with you, Eric?
Yeah, I know.
Jesus,
You're
fucking-
obsessed with
I'm
drones.
just saying.
Every
like,
analogy is a damn drone.
What happens when we fly something into another airspace?
No, well, what'll happen? Here's what
Well,
happens.
what Sean said, it's like your military is going to send something up there to take a look.
And what they'll
Just
do,
be like peeky.
no, they'll be like, hey, look, like either you leave the airspace now or you land.
Yeah.
And if you don't comply with like, hey, look,
Then
Did-
shoot.
did-
you have
watch
a certain
Maverick?
amount of time.
That's how it works, all right? Maverick.
The most accurate depiction. So stupid. You guys are insane. Oh my god. Did you watch Maverick?
True. All right.
All right.
No, they would give you warnings. Like they'd be like, hey, like you need
Like
to
they
leave.
shoot over your bow.
Like you shouldn't be here. Like you need to leave the airspace, or we will have to take force
But
if you
what
don't
if
leave
they're
the
all
airspace.
epoxied?
It's a fucking airliner.
No, but
And they're in the middle of the ocean.
But
Like,
worse than that, like nobody went up there to take a look. None of the at least
Yeah.
recorded.
At
No
least
military
recorded.
craft.
yeah, the
went up
military would be
there.
like, yo, what do we do? And
Yeah.
like, there's an airliner that's not coming towards our country.
Yeah.
It's just flying in the middle of the ocean. Like,
Also, it was reported that it was on radar, at least around this Thailand area. So it had to happen after that or somewhere away from that.
Yeah.
And if they were going to shoot it down, then it would have just happened then and there.
yeah, of course. They would have been
Yeah.
like, fucking nuke it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't
Okay.
I don't know. I like that
You
theory,
like
but I
that?
don't love it.
You don't love it.
I don't love it.
No. But
All right.
that's the Thailand. What about the Ukraine?
Hold
your fucking horses, sir.
Hold, man. We're halfway through here, buddy. The next one, and I know you guys are gonna love this, which is
aliens.
There are
love it.
There are many people who believe it's an alien abduction.
But then
like some portal that they opened up or some shit.
But they left some of the scraps of the plane
Well,
behind.
the idea or the concept is that if there's so much technology, there's only better technology to make it disappear.
Except for the flapper on and the
Well, that's because it happened too fast.
The portal.
It's sucked it. It's only too much gravity. It left behind a little flapper, though.
I feel like you guys. Too
much gravity.
At episode 1, you guys would have subscribed to this one.
And
now you guys are like seasoned veterans.
No, if there wasn't any debris, then I'd be like, then I'd be like 100%. I'm interested in this theory. But there's debris.
Right.
If you were going to get sucked through a portal, the portal's not good enough to suck the whole fucking plane through. It's going to leave the flapper on behind.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In the weeks following the disappearance, numerous reported sightings of a low-flying aircraft emerged. One example was a fisherman off the coast of Kota Bharat in Malaysia claimed to have seen an airplane flying unusually low. Similarly, a British woman sailing in the Indian Ocean reported seeing what she believed to be a burning aircraft. Again, these anecdotes or things keep coming up as like because it's gone. Like there's
and
it's
people
never been found.
People look to close that loop. They
want it.
You cannot stand the open loop. Like you need answers.
It's also as we know, the most unreliable source of information is witness testimony.
For sure.
Like the singular
100%.
worst.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fucking DB Cooper.
I know, it's just like it's the worst.
Fucking never ending.
Because people want, like Jorge was saying, people want to, they want to like put an
kind of
end
like
to
fill the vacuum,
fill the gap.
Yeah. So just so you guys know, and we're giving you this more information just to take your final analysis of this. This is the most expensive search that has ever occurred.
Wow.
Over $200 million has been put into searching.
Wow, really?
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
This is the initial surface
Probably the biggest search, too. I mean, that area, like we talked about in the episode 1, it was 4.5
million square kilometers.
So the initial surface search was $50 million, and this is aircraft, ships, etc. The underwater search in the Indian Ocean, based on the Inmarsat satellite data, $150 million, where they covered 120,000 kilometers. Australia put in $100 million in this search.
Wow. I don't know why they were so fucking forthcoming.
They're just right there.
Yeah, good point.
In the space. So from Australia, Malaysia, China, and private contractors, over $200 million.
That's pretty fucking crazy.
It is crazy.
And what's even more crazy, nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, they found some of the debris.
But that was not because of the search. It just turned up on shore.
I mean, you kind of say, is it because of the search?
Yeah. All right.
But then, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe like this is a really not probably a good take, but a cash grab.
For what?
They fucking crashed this shit on purpose, and they get this huge fucking
contract,
a huge like embezzlement of all this $200 million. I mean, obviously, some of it was probably spent. Gas ain't cheap especially for large naval ships searching areas.
Yeah, but now you're talking about like multiple countries and multiple businesses trying to be in on it.
Like, all I'm saying is, whenever that much money's involved, I always get a little questiony.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that they should spend that much money to do the search. They should. That is what they should do. And hopefully That is
For
what
the
they did
families and
do.
stuff like that.
They deserve to be found. They deserve to find answers. But I don't try. Money is makes people do weird shit.
Yeah, but I wonder how much of that Malaysia Airlines actually spent.
Fucking zero.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't have fucking any. They tried to give $5,000 to the fucking families. Those assholes.
I was trying to figure out like what is the mathematical worth of that, and it's definitely not $5,000.
100% not. Are you
Definitely
kidding
not.
me?
You're
Like
never.
if you had to, I mean, I know it's not a
You're not gonna end up.
mathematical equation,
But $5,000 is an insult.
Yes.
$5,000 is an actual insult.
Yeah.
If you were trying to put a price on my fucking my family, no. How dare you?
And maybe one of our listeners, if there's more of a payout that we don't know about, we'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, let us.
But-
I mean, obviously,
That's-
there's no amount of money that's going to make it better.
Yeah.
But like, at least don't offer some fucking like, what is that? Like 3 flights?
I know.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thanks.
I know.
Makes it all better.
So-
Fuck you.
yeah.
Like $5,000.
So insulting, actually.
It is insulting. It's
Yeah.
insulting.
So there's another theory, and if you wanted to dive more into this whole story and the whole mystery, Jeff Wise is somebody that you should, go to his website. I think it's jeffwise.com. He's a journalist and an aviation writer, and he put forward a theory about the disappearance, and he followed it from the very beginning, and he has his own website dedicated to this. He has actually his own podcast.
Oh shit!
And,
About this?
Just on this?
About just in this.
Oh,
And
wow.
I think he has 40 episodes.
Holy shit!
Damn.
And it's a very deep dive. And if you really wanted to go into it, I know we're only doing 2 episodes.
Yeah,
and
it's a
that sort of thing. But if you wanted to go into it, but he started from the beginning, and he was following it from the beginning, and he had aviation experts, and he was an aviation writer.
Oh wow!
For like the airlines and that
Okay.
sort of thing. Yeah. But his theory is this: it was hijacked, not by the pilots, not by rogue individuals, but by an external manipulation of the plane systems.
Oh, so like back to like the hacking,
Cyber
the
attack.
hacking,
Cyber kind of
Yeah.
hijacking. Yeah. He suggests that the planes may have been commandeered remotely via electrical and electronics in a compartment that was beneath the cockpit that houses the critical avionics systems. The bay can be accessed through a hatch in the passenger cabin. So it's not even in the pilot's area, but it's in the first class area when you can pull up and
go under. Yeah,
that's right. Wise believes that the plane was deliberately diverted and flown north along this map that we have, north this way to Kazakhstan rather than south. And his theory is based on the possibility that the satellite pings tracked by Inmarsat were manipulated to create the illusion of the southern path, but in reality went north. Wise speculates that the hijacking may have been carried out by individuals or groups with backing of a state, basically pointing to Russia as the suspect, citing geopolitical motives, etc., and essentially going to the shot down plane that occurred later.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like, what does Russia gain from that? Like what is like their end game?
I mean, there's a lot to go into his theory, but essentially that there was a shot down plane triggering war.
Oh, I see. Okay.
In short.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, his theories are circumstantial.
Of course.
Most theories. There's no physical evidence. There's no wreckage. There's no corroborate. It doesn't really corroborate only in the sense of the Inmarsat data going north.
Yeah. But there's the Inmarsat data itself is pretty speculative because it's not conclusive at all.
Yeah. And some people say, oh, the shot down flight had dead bodies already.
How do they know that though?
Eyewitness said the testimony.
What do they see?
Yeah.
Come on. Like how the
I know.
fucking thing?
I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Now,
mystery fucking.
to be honest, he has dedicated a lot of his life to this.
Yeah, I mean, so his theory is probably the best theory.
If you go, I mean, we're talking about like he's got 40 episodes
And not to mention all of his personal research.
Exactly.
Like,
again, and I haven't listened to all his episodes, and I don't know. I read a couple of his blog articles relating to the beginning, but I didn't like spend the 40 hours.
That's a lot of hours.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. But a lot of it has to do with where the pings are and whether or not it's even possible that they were south or north.
Yeah,
Kazakhstan.
But it's also like it leads us to believe that I at least I want to believe that it was somehow down over the ocean based on the scattering of the debris.
Yeah,
throughout Africa, and then also there's another place that was found too. So like, how else would the debris get to all these different locations?
Right.
South Africa.
I know.
True.
And then
I know. The idea is that
Madagascar.
The idea is that it was planted.
Oh, okay. Then make it seem like it was washed up. Okay.
And let me just tell you the basic plot of his theory, which is that it was hijacked and landed at a secret location in Kazakhstan and then reconfigured and repainted to resemble another aircraft.
Oh, I see.
Right? And the theory claims that the plane was then shot down, which was MH17, was in fact the missing MH370.
I see.
Suggesting that the two aircraft were swapped.
Yeah, a little swap.
So hijacked, and they died by hypoxia.
So hijacked.
By the time they landed, everybody was dead.
Hear me out. Yeah, hijacked, landed in Kyrgyzstan.
Yeah,
painted differently.
Yeah,
and/or
but what's up with all the passengers?
They killed the passengers.
Oh, they just killed them.
They're all dead.
Okay,
from the hypoxia.
Oh, okay. So there was the hypoxia. Okay,
and then the plane was repainted, branded or whatever, and then essentially
sent out, shot down.
There you go.
Okay.
And it's like a geopolitical.
Fucking governments are insanity.
That's a lot of work.
That's so much effort.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But again, circumstantial.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, obviously circumstantial.
But again, the theories come back because of the timing.
Yeah.
And it happened right around the same time.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, okay.
I still don't love the hijack, cyber hijack.
I don't love it either.
No.
Because I think that it can be cyber hijack, but in terms of like having complete control, because I don't think the systems you can like lock out manual operator.
I know.
Like I think the systems, it's not like I don't think it's like a Tesla where you can just like full full lockout. Like, oh yeah, you can't do shit now. Because obviously they're very advanced pieces of equipment, but I do think that the manual operator has more control than the computer system does over the system.
Yeah,
because I think that they have to divert to a human perspective in obviously situations that a computer can't create.
Yeah.
So like
I don't like this theory because it seems like so much extra work to do something that you could have done.
I know
fairly easily.
But also think about it: if they did do that, and then let's say they dropped the plane or something, so that they can initiate the hypoxia. The pilots have the mask that lasts at least up to 40 minutes. Let's say 30 minutes. I mean, they would have signaled something, or actually, with
maybe if they're locked out,
yeah, that's true. Their
comms are down.
Everything's down.
They but then how? I just can't see them like not being able to like do anything to control the plane,
manually take over.
That's what I'm saying. I can't get past them not being able to be like manual override.
Yeah.
But I mean, granted, I don't know. I don't know how complex the systems is. I don't know how much control a computer system on an airplane has. I don't know that information.
It's all manual switches, honestly. Like I think a lot of it is just simply manual switches.
Yeah.
So then this theory wouldn't play out as much then.
It could. No, I mean it's a very small percentage, but
that's,
you know what I mean? Like,
but
could.
But no, but how do they
land? It just seems like so much work.
How would they land there's no way a computer can land that plane. There's no fucking way.
Well, if you took over and
there's no way a computer can land that plane.
Yeah, but what if you took over and you set autopilot to certain airports?
No, autopilot
land a plane?
I thought it can.
777?
Hell fucking no. Hell no. There's a 0%.
I don't think so either.
I'm gonna Google that right now.
Right. I don't think it
can. Autopilot land a plane?
I don't think it can.
I think it can.
Can it really?
A passenger plane can land by itself using the autopilot through a system that is often referred to as autoland.
Yeah.
The pilots can program the autopilot to carry out the landing automatically whilst the pilots carefully supervise the maneuver. Well, fuck me. Well, maybe this guy is onto something here, boys, because that completely fooled me.
I didn't think that.
But like, even taking the risk of like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do this, but like, what if the autopilot fucks it up? And like the crash of the plane, then they're like, damn it, our plan.
Then they crash and...
But their whole plan,
Fuck it.
If in this thing, the whole plan was to rebrand the plane and then fly it again and shoot it down. It just seems like
I know, but like
you're leaving a lot
but
to like.
But if it did crash, then it's like, oh, too bad it crashed. Like it's like,
oh, I guess it's like,
not us.
Yeah.
It's the plane crash.
Yeah,
it's the pilot's fault.
I guess so. Still, I don't fucking like it.
Yeah,
I don't fucking like
know.
it, dude. I don't like it.
I don't like it at all.
I don't fucking like it.
All right. Well,
I don't like the idea that like the black box. I'm back. I'm like,
it's gone.
Yeah.
Dude, I fuck like that shit's supposed to be like the fail safe.
Yes,
it's supposed to be the fail safe.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
It's supposed to be the thing.
So what?
It's on a redundant system. It's not like it's not part of the other system. So you'd also have to hack the black box. It's on a completely separate system.
All right.
I don't know. Fuck it. I don't know shit. I
So
yeah,
I
don't know shit about shit.
I literally don't know.
Do you guys have?
I don't even.
Do you have a vote on
I
it? You don't have a
fucking-
theory? No, really?
I'm very lost on this one.
I don't fucking know.
So we have 227 people
I really don't know.
lost at sea.
Dude, I think the most logical explanation is the fucking one of the pilots fucking did it, dude.
I know.
One of the fucking pilots did it.
I know.
He could have fucking
And
get
we
him
just
murdered.
didn't-
He could have
we didn't-
murdered the one pilot, or
with
like
him.
took him out,
Yeah,
or
I'm
locked
with
him
him.
out of the room.
Okay.
I'm with him.
And then he decided this was his. He
I'm
was
with him.
fucking
There's
done.
not a lot of evidence that promotes like depression or
I was gonna,
upset
yeah, that's
or-
what I'm ask.
or-
Like, what's the
or
motive,
there's
or was
no-
there any history of like
No,
mental?
No, but
fucking.
maybe if you like, imagine you're a professional. Like you're a professional pilot. You've done this forever. Or even if you're like an aspiring pilot,
Okay.
maybe you're stressed, and I don't know. Maybe he snapped. Maybe his girlfriend broke up with him, or
Yeah,
maybe
we don't
like
know that
his
stuff.
parents died in a car crash, or some sort of
No,
traumatic
but that
incident.
stuff is not there.
Yeah, you
There's
would know
no-
about that.
We would know.
No, but
We
I'm
don't
saying
know
there's
that.
there's
We're not the
trauma-
first people to think about like if
No,
this,
I
if
know,
the-
I
if the-
know.
did the co-pilot have
I
some
know.
shit in his life?
Literally.
I mean, is there any evidence, boys? You say that. I don't know if the Malaysian
No, but
PD is like fucking like
this is what
uncovering
we know.
every stone here.
This is what we know is the one guy, the younger guy, he was about to get his license. He was about to get fully certified. There was no indication of him being depressed and or some sort of horrible thing.
Right.
Listen,
He's thinking about his future.
right?
He's thinking about like living for
I mean,
a
right.
long
27,
time.
Okay,
he's
boys.
looking good.
Okay,
Yeah.
boys, you want to go there?
I'm about to be a
You
pilot.
wanna go there?
I'm about
The
I'm about to get my
captain-
stripes on my
The
shoulder.
captain, all we know is he's a veteran and he's got a home system that has a simulation.
But then that points to he's a veteran. He's not going to lose control of the plane.
But he practiced the thing ahead of time.
No, he practiced
But
the
that's what a
flight.
veteran does.
Listen to me, boys. Vegas shooting.
Uh-huh.
Was he fucking? What was his motive? Was he fucking depressed? Did he hate the fucking world? Motherfucker,
He's
rich.
got a point. He's got a point.
Professional gambler, calm, cool under pressure.
We didn't solve that one. That one fucked me up.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same situation. Like you're
But
asking.
we don't
like,
know about his debts.
No,
if
no.
he's a professional gambler, he could have owed the mafia.
He had like 7 houses, bro. He could have
That's
sold
true.
one of those
That's
fucking
like
houses.
Malibu,
I know, he's
fucking the keys.
Dude was crushing the game.
Good point. Good point.
So like my point is like, just because there's no blatantly obvious motive doesn't mean that something didn't happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like we don't know. Maybe this guy was in with the fucking Malaysian mob. Maybe like stole some. Who knows?
I think
The only plausible thing is the fucking one of the pilots.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we've learned that somebody could be depressed without writing a fucking poem.
Of course. No.
Does that make
100%.
sense?
Yeah.
Like I don't need like a depressing Edgar Allan Poe poem.
Yeah.
To go.
Dude,
I'm
great
depressed.
point. I'll give you a classic example. We're all dads here.
Yeah.
There's many times where I'm like, dude, fuck this. Like, fuck this.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking not good, fucking pissed off. And I go outside and I fucking in my own shit, have a cigarette, and I'm like, and then I get over it. And I'm like, okay, fine, I get over it.
But you're not writing like the crow.
That's
and the darkness.
That's my point.
You,
It's
so
like,
you don't turn on TikTok and like go live and like
no,
talk
but, no. See, my point is like
I get it.
everyone deals with their own shit in their own way,
yeah.
and everyone's different.
Yeah.
Not and like for me, I go outside, I fucking brood for a bit, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'm gonna go back to the fucking grindstone because I love my fucking family, and I'm gonna keep doing this.
Right.
But everyone deals with stress differently. Like know, everyone. I'm not saying everyone has to be like me. It's just who knows. Maybe
No, I know what you're
maybe one of those
saying.
guys fucking snapped.
That's right.
And it's like doing like something that you should not do. Like,
And also,
don't
like,
fucking
if you
handle
are
your problem.
suicidal, a lot of times there is no signs. There is a lot
know.
of times
Oh,
people
yeah.
are like, I had no idea.
It's
I
like
would never.
too late. Yeah, like he was a fucking good dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that's
It's like you
that's
suffer in
upsetting.
silence.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I think it's a classic thing, and I know that it's a very cultural thing too. Especially, I think, and I'm only bringing this up because I know that Asian culture is like this. You're supposed to be, especially as a man, you're supposed to be this stoic, fucking unbreakable thing, and like you can't go to people, especially in those types of cultures. You can't fucking go tell people you're struggling.
No,
because they're instantly going to be like, you're nothing. You're like, what?
Yes.
Oh, you're struggling. You're not the man of the house now.
Yeah,
Like you ain't shit.
If your shame is too much, here's a sword.
Yeah,
So there is a thing about that. Like, maybe they didn't have an outlet. Like, hey, I can't talk to my friends about this because I don't want them to look lesser on me.
Yeah.
I don't want them to think I'm like a lesser dude. I don't know.
But that would have been the co-pilot or the pilot?
I'm thinking the co-pilot for sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking the co-pilot for sure. Dude, 18,000 flight hours. My dude was fucking ice in his veins.
Right.
I'm like, my dude's fucking cold blooded.
Yeah.
He's Tom Brady.
Yeah, but
Tom Brady on the fucking on the
go
ones
back,
and twos.
Go back. Like, this took methodical planning.
Did it?
Did it?
I mean, I don't know if it had to be methodical.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
No.
Look, we're making the handoff. Turn the fucking turn
Right.
the ACAS off.
Right.
I mean, that's all he had to plan.
Yeah.
Though plan one thing. And then he locked the door.
Just one of those fuck it moments.
He was like, you know what?
Fuck it.
This will be perfect.
Yeah.
The problem is there's no evidence of any of this.
No shit. The
There's
fucking
nothing.
plane is in here.
But that's
And
what we
I
just
feel
said,
bad. I feel bad for like the wife and
Yeah,
so do
of
I,
course.
dude. I feel fucking
know.
terrible.
But that's
for
what we
them.
just said. Like a lot of times you're not gonna have signs of this deep depression, suicidal person.
No.
So you don't think?
Do I think it was suicidal?
No, you don't think there's like nefarious governmental?
I really don't know what to think on this one. I'm just as lost as when we started.
You're actually more lost.
I'm actually more lost.
now.
It's like the
I liked it better when I knew
missing
nothing.
plane.
Yeah.
I know. It's like the missing plane. It doesn't make any. Yeah.
Dude, that's why I'm thinking the only
But-
thing.
okay,
But as we do
let's-
as we do in this show, you gotta like.
But for sure,
What happened?
I
For
told
sure-
you. I
for
told
sure-
you what I
No.
thought.
Sean gave us
for
the
sure
thing.
it crashed, right? Okay.
So you guys all agree?
I think
100% correct.
100%.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Now,
In the
why
Indian Ocean, like,
I don't know
in
which
the-
of
it
shit.
crashed? I think
in
it
an
crashed in
ocean.
the Indian Ocean. It's way too big to fucking be able to,
Yeah.
look for it. No matter how much money you spend on that search party, you're not finding that.
Ocean's hella deep, hella big.
But we found stuff.
But we did find stuff because it came to shore.
Yeah.
So then, of course, that leads to you're thinking obviously crash. Like it's not like they landed somewhere and then like they're fucking I don't know held captive somewhere or something like that. No, it definitely crashed.
Yep.
Where? I think the most plausible thing would be like southwest of Thailand. Like it just kept going.
Yep.
Okay, so here's another thing. Maybe like were trying to go for an airport, but then somehow like they said the autopilot, and maybe the fucking autopilot went haywire, and then it just like ran out of gas in the Indian Ocean, and then it just nosedive, and then everything vaporizes or sinks, and there you go. Like,
yeah. All right.
What about you, Eric? You've been pushing us for fucking answers.
I think somebody on board.
Oh, you think of hijacking?
I mean, the problem is I don't know who it was, but somebody on board did all this.
Wait, let me go back to what I was saying. Hold on.
Difficult it is, but you got to go underneath the fucking thing, and you gotta turn the systems off.
Yeah,
but you don't know that the ACAS system is underneath. You know that
somebody does.
No. You knew that one of the systems. There was a particular system that was underneath, but not necessarily the ACAS system.
Yeah.
Which was turned off. We knew that one was turned off specifically.
And what? Nobody did anything about this person trying to do that?
Dude, you know how many TikToks I see?
Stewardess didn't cause a commotion.
Homies on the plane fucking snatch dudes up.
And like, why are you doing the undercarriage of the plane?
Dude, I've seen things like dudes like raise their voice and like homies come snatch them up.
Let's say they did manage to go down there, like they're not going to alert the pilot, and then the pilot's not going to turn on Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Like they got a fucking hijacker.
He works here. He's supposed to be
that's why
the
a
maintenance.
lot of the evidence does point to the two.
That's why I think it's that's
two
why,
guys.
That's why I think it was one of the pilots, bro.
Either the pilot or the
it's either the main pilot
Sean,
or the fucking. I'm telling you, it's the only thing that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Everything else is just too ridiculous to me.
And then
So one of them was suicidal. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying one of them was just like fuck it.
One
Like I'm gonna crash this motherfucker.
So why wouldn't he crash it like earlier? Like,
bro, how the fuck am I gonna know that? The impossible question.
Yeah.
Well, why the fuck did Copernicus? I don't fucking know.
That's true. All right. That's where I'm at.
Okay, yeah.
That's where I'm at.
So you're with Sean.
I'm with you guys. Yeah. I'm with Sean.
Oh wow, this is the first time me and Jorge haven't been on fucking dialed in.
I know.
I just
me and Jorge have to go on a retreat together so we can get back in sync.
Somebody manually did, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody or the pilot?
Something.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were with me.
Yeah.
No,
Eric's fucking backpedaling. That's a back pedal. Well, of course somebody. Of course somebody.
Gotta be a pilot.
Okay.
It's gotta be
There
a
you
pilot.
go.
Eric, obviously somebody did something. Yes. That's
No, but he's saying the pilot. He's agreeing
okay.
with you.
Good.
Now,
Okay. Because he was like somebody did. So I'm like, well, duh.
No. He agreed with you.
Okay. Good.
No. Last thing is, if it wasn't the pilot, how would it have been done?
I don't know the answer to that.
Right?
If it wasn't,
I really don't know. That's the only
If
reason
it wasn't the pilot,
the only thing could be
reason-
back to what you were saying. Somebody managed to get underneath one of the passengers and fuck with the system, and like they knew what they were doing, and they knew like how to like go offline.
What to look
basically,
for? They had to know like
if they planned it,
they planned it, and they knew what
like a first class passenger.
Yeah.
And then they went underneath.
But then
the
back
stewardess is gonna be like,
Exactly.
okay, like, what's some champagne and we get back up? Like, what the fuck? It doesn't make any sense.
Also, how do you incapacitate the pilots?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It has to be the pilots. It fucking has to be. There's no other answer.
He was in with cyber attackers, and he's like,
oh my god, get the fuck out of here, bro.
There's anything there?
What do you mean?
With the whole Kazakhstan?
No, it's too
much.
It's so many. It's just so much effort for no gain.
Yeah,
it's like all this effort to literally have no gain.
Like,
just get a plane from Kazakhstan. I don't know.
Paint it
and
then call it a day.
Like order a 777. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
It'd be easier. It would literally be easier.
Yeah,
because if you're gonna blow a plane up anyways, who cares if it's? It doesn't have to really be legit. Like you're blowing it up. Who cares?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Wonder what you guys think, listeners.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
Like,
I know
probably
there's a
think
lot
we're-
of theories and there's a lot more data to like. I do recommend if you wanted to look further into it, watch the documentaries. Go
really
to
should.
Jeff's website, and
the documentaries make it. It gets like you get real. You get involved. And
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
And like my
And you can
wife
see-
couldn't do it. Like we have a small kid, and it's a lot. It's You get they go into the families, and it's tough.
Yeah, and they go into the where the plane went at every minute.
They like it's very granular, which is good.
Yeah, and it's good.
It's good to know. It's good to get the information.
Yeah, exactly. So there you guys go. Again, we appreciate you guys and the feedback and the comments that you guys provide, the emails that you provide. Also, we can change things. So like, if you have more info, instead of leaving us a 1-star review.
Yeah, like we're trying to like improve always.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, let me just give a little shout out. You guys can join the Patreon and you get to join the private Discord group if you do want to come and give us your thoughts.
And those guys are the real lifeblood of this organization here. I mean, without those motherfuckers, we would not be here.
So if we make you laugh, then come on, come join us.
You all.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Exactly.
you guys are what keeps us going. What keeps this train on the tracks. Otherwise, we would have fucking derailed hell long ago, bro.
So how do they join the Patreon?
Just simply go to patreon.com and search for The Conspiracy Podcast. And it's patreon.com/The Conspiracy Podcast. So we'll catch you guys next time.
Nighty night.
What's up, guys? I hope you enjoyed this episode. I want to invite you to join us for our Patreon. So what that is an exclusive membership. We're going to be able to get exclusive discounts, like 15% off on all our merch.
And you won't have to listen to these ads
No more ads.
Never again.
Plus, you're going to be able to access our minis episodes. So that's something that nobody else is going to get access to. They're just short podcast episodes worth about 15 minutes long or so.
Yeah.
So cool, extra content that you're going to get access to.
I know, and all those other suckers are waiting for next Tuesday. You're going to hit some minis up, fill the void.
That's right.
Instead of, having to wait the rest of the peasants for the next episode.
There are 2 ways you can sign up for exclusive content. The first is through Spotify. There's a link in our profile description that links you to the Spotify premium page. And that's only $2.99 a month. And it gets you an ad-free experience and it gets you extra episodes that come out every month. The other way is through our Patreon. All you got to do is go to Patreon and search The Conspiracy Podcast and you'll find us. There are many different levels there, all giving different amounts of content.
That's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, nighty night.